Hello, and welcome back to my Pixelmon Hardcore Nuzlocke, a series I've been playing while working on my other content, but we're still kind of missing the Nuzlocke part, and I think it's about time that we change that. And what better way to do so than with a new Halloween event that as this video goes up should still be active. Loads of you have been joining the server and I've had tons of fun playing and talking to you guys. I've even already given away the mellow asset from last time, and even my personal one, you know, because I'm just that nice. I've gotten plenty of Ultra Beasts since then that I'm also giving out, so please join me on the Quantum server on play.pocketpixels.net. I've left everything you need to set it up in the description. All you need is a Minecraft Java account, everything else being completely free. However, I have noticed that I've missed some of you based on the fact that I play on UK time zones. Well, luckily for me, a very kind viewer helped me set up a Discord server. I've left the link in the description and that's all you should need. Whether it's for Pixelmon, to discuss Pokemon in general, or if you just want to chat, I'm usually active during the British evenings and will be on throughout the entire weekend, while I'm not working on other videos. Like I said, I really need to get this Nuzlocke started, and there's a Halloween event going on where we have a scavenger hunt in a haunted mansion, littered with some rare ghost Pokemon, and in the center of it all, there's a boss battle against the Galarian ghost gym leader, Alistair, which if we win, we can claim a free shiny Pokemon. I won't spoil the scavenger hunt too much, but by going through the mansion, you can find some Pokeballs hidden throughout the rooms, which contain some pretty rare items. Pretty good if you're starting out, as some of the items included are an XP share and an Origin Ball, which is pretty much a free Master Ball. Items are cool, but we're here for something else. Alistair is a rare boss battle. Boss battles scale according to the highest leveled Pokemon in your party. In the case of rare boss battles, they will always be 20 levels above your Pokemon, which is kind of worrying, especially for a Nuzlocke. But what we can do is just train a team of 6 Pokemon all the way to level 100, mitigating that while also fully training them with EVs. Now just a reminder, I don't have level caps for this challenge as gyms have caps built in, so there's no limit to how much I can train a Pokemon. I just won't be able to use it in particular gyms where its level exceeds the cap. But I don't really want to train my current gym teams before I've even used them for the gyms I've trained them for. But we've been playing for around 30 days now, which means we have a box full of Pokemon. So how about we make a fresh new team for Alistair? I have plenty of shinies and alternate forms I haven't added to the team yet, so I think it's their time to shine. Unlike gym battles, for boss battles, there aren't any rules against Mega Evolving or using Z moves, so I think we should give some attention to a Pokemon that we kinda neglected when we first got him. During my first video, when I used the crate keys which were bestowed to me by the server deities, keys that I'll be using again at the end of the video, on my very first try, my very first crate opening, I landed a shiny Lunala in its full moon phase. I looked into the odds, and that was a 1% chance, who since then has pretty much been the Pokemon I've been carrying around as my flight mount. But there was a second key that I used, and we landed a shiny Houndour. I'll admit, while there's no Lunala, I definitely gave him a pretty lackluster reaction, and I think that was pretty unfair of me. Well, considering this is a ghost gym, and Houndoom can Mega Evolve, how about we give him some time in the spotlight? The next Pokemon I add is Crystal Onyx. It doesn't have an explicit type advantage, but Steelix can be a good pivot for Gengar as it's immune to poison, and it's pretty bulky in general. Look, I just want to use my Crystal Onyx. When else would I use a Steelix? I also bring my shiny Darmanitan and shiny Snorlax, as they're probably the hardest hitting Pokemon in my shiny box, and Snorlax is immune to Ghost. Garchomp's also amazing, but it's my starter, so I'd like to use him in a proper gym. And I figure I should bring a couple of Pokemon to round off my team in the way the rest of my shinies cannot. Skarmory has some pretty good support moves like Spikes, which will break any Focus Sashes, and is also immune to Rena Regis's Earthquake and Gengar's Poison moves, while also being able to bait Fire moves from Chandelure, which I can swap into Houndoom on as it has Flash Fire getting a boost. And finally, I think we're missing another Dark type. I was saving him for the Psychic Gym, but I think we can find some replacements. I add Impidimp to the team. Grimmsnarl gets plenty of Dark-type moves, including Sucker Punch, which has priority, hits hard with Dread Plate, and can even bait Gengar's Poison moves while resisting Ghost, making it the perfect pivot. He's basically going to be the glue of the team. So first I need to evolve some Pokemon, including Onyx. We can buy a Metal Coat from the evolution shop, but we still need to trade it. Thankfully, I got you guys to help me out. I figure I should just be greedy and get all my trade evos out of the way. I evolved Graveler into a Golem, Haunter into a Gengar, Machoke into a Machamp, Magmar into a Magmortar using a Magmarizer, and finally my Crystal Onyx into a Crystal Steelix. Part of me was actually worried that I'd lose the crystal skin, but he looks as beautiful as I thought he would. With our team set, all we need to do is train them all the way to level 100. Thankfully that's easy enough with the training grounds. I first get everyone EV trained, basically just maxing out their primary attacking stats. I give max speed to both Houndoom and Darmanitan, and HP on the rest of the 4. Then I can just raise all their levels to level 100 using the Blissey trainers. With the XP shares I've collected from boss battles, we can basically get this done in around 10 minutes. But now we need a Houndoomite. Like you may have seen in my last video, the way you can get Megastones is by fighting Mega Boss battles. Last time we picked up a Beedrillite, and then lost our chances of getting an Alakazite. Unfortunately, no Houndooms yet. But what we can do is just buy the stone outright. Mega stones are pretty expensive, ranging from 5,000 to 10,000 coins, but money's easy enough to earn. And you can make this quicker by using the vote link, typing in /vote, where you can earn 2,000 coins a day. Thankfully in my last video, I trafficked a Meloetta with a mod offering me 10k to catch it, so we have just enough as the Houndoom might cost 8,000. That takes care of Houndoom's item, and I also give Darmantan a choice scarf I got from a boss battle, Grimmsnarl a dreadplate, Snorlax a lumberry, and Skarmory and Steelix a citrus berry. I think that's pretty much all we need. Time for our first gym battle. Okay, I guess we came at a busy time. Well, I guess we can get some insider information. Pretty fitting that Ghostbo is the one fighting Alistair. It looks like Alistair Dynamaxes his Corsola right out the gate instead of his Ace Gengar. That's actually good to know. His Dynamax ends, and Mega Camerup's already out. And Mega Camerup's already down. And even a Lowland Sandslash looks to go down in one hit. Shiny Gyarados seems to finish the Corsola off, but that was only his first Pokemon. Gengar's next, and that was quick. Dragapult seems to outspeed, but doesn't get the kill, looking to go down in one hit, and it's already over. They only used 4 mons, but they weren't even able to get past Alistair's second Pokemon. That doesn't bode too well. Alright, well, am I commentating someone else's battle? Well, I'm significantly more scared now, but maybe they just weren't prepared. They only had 4 Pokemon after all. We, on the other hand, have 6 fully EV-trained level 100 Pokemon. What could go wrong? Well, remember how I said trainers' levels were scaled so that rare boss battles have a 20 level advantage over you? Well, something I didn't know was that they could exceed level 100. Alistair has a full team of level 120 Pokemon. That threw me off, but we're in this now, so we're committing. There really isn't much we could have done at this point anyway. Aside from, you know, having actual counters. I switched Skarmory out for Snorlax's Corsola Dynamaxes right off the bat like we discovered earlier. It uses Max Phantasm, which Snorlax is unaffected by. Next back into Skarmory, as Alistair recalls Corsola for Runerigus. I wasn't expecting that, but this does give me a chance to set up a layer of spikes, as Alistair swaps out to Dusknoir. Well, this thing out there has Thunder or Fire Punch. Steelix has high defenses, but I don't really want to take the risk this early on. Instead, I switch it to Snorlax, as Dusknoir indeed uses Thunder Punch. That's fine, Snorlax is here as a tank anyway. Into Skarmory on the Rock Tomb, which crits. Then into Steelix on the second Rock Tomb. Why? I stay into the Shadow Punch, which doesn't do much, and Stone Edge does even less. If you're wondering why I have no stab, basically TMs are really hard to come by, and move features are expensive. I'd rather save those for the real gym. We get hit with another Shadow Punch, activating the Citrus Berry, and we miss Rock Slide. Yup, seems about right. We're pretty tanky, so I stay in, as Alistair switches to Poltegeist, and we miss Stone Edge. Stop this. Into Snorlax on the Shadow Ball, and then he takes a lot from Giga Drain as he hits a high horsepower, lowering Poltegeist's defense while raising its speed with weak armor. And then Poltegeist uses Nasty Plot, doubling its special attack. High horsepower brings it into red. Look, I'm pretty scared of a +2 Giga Drain, and while Skarmory could tank that, what would we do afterwards? Goodbye Snorlax. But this means that we can bring out Grimmsnarl to wrap up the tea party with a Sucker Punch. Next up Chandelure, and it's definitely using a fire move, so now's the time to switch into Houndoom, who absorbs the mystical fire. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a TM for Dark Pulse on time, so we're stuck with Crunch, but we wall Chandelure, so it should be fine. Houndoom Mega evolves, and as Chandelure sets up Calm Mind, Crunch doesn't even do half. But Shadow Ball's not enough to kill, and we can use a Foul Play, bringing Chandelure down. Next up is Gengar, so I switch into Steelix on the Sludge Bomb, then into Grimmsnarl on the Shadow Ball, still doing quite a lot. Now this was a bit of a gamble, but I stayed to use a Sucker Punch, and it was indeed enough to one-shot. With Runerigus back out, I switch into Skarmory on the Earthquake, and use a Metal Claw as Runerigus outspeeds to fail a Disable. How does a literal slab of stone outspeed my bird? But Skarmory's already done his part. I keep using Brave Birds until Runerigus brings him down with the Shadow Claw. I figure I can bring Houndoom back out to finish the job. And somehow Foul Play doesn't get the kill. It uses Runerigus' attack stat. How is that not enough? And Earthquake finishes off my only Mega Pokemon. A bite from Darmanitan finishes Runerigus off. Corsola's back out, and despite the Choice Band, despite Sheer Force, despite Darmanitan's absurd attack and Corsola's absurdly low physical bulk, Bite doesn't get the kill. And even worse, a single Ancient Power one-shots. How do these calcs even make sense? I mean, I know it's 20 levels above us, but the higher level we are, the less of a difference this should make. But Grimmsnarl is able to come back out, putting a speedy end to Corsola with Sucker Punch. Finally, we're back on Dusknoir. I stay in, but don't outspeed to my surprise, as Dusknoir uses a Thunder Punch. Not getting the kill. Grimmsnarl uses a Foul Play, winning us the battle. We have won a battle with Pokemon 20 levels above us. We didn't really even have an optimal team, and yet we still pulled it off. You could probably make out that I was pretty happy in the moment with how much I was jumping. The losses hurt, but that was my first time fighting a boss with such a disadvantage. And with 3 Pokemon still alive, I think we did really well. For defeating Alistair, we'll receive 5,000 coins and a coupon that we can exchange for a shiny Pokemon. And why stop there? We're on a roll. I think it's about time that we take on a real gym. Now, some of you have already fought them before I did and warned me that they shouldn't be taken lightly. I've asked for no spoilers, so I don't know what's up ahead, but we should think our team through a bit more. I'm kind of just using Pokemon that I found during my first few days, but we've got plenty of slots open for new team members with how long I've been playing. And luckily I found a Galarian Farfetch just outside of the Pokemon Center, which we can evolve immediately. I even found a Guts Markigisa in the forest while I was doing a little deforestation, who we can evolve into Hariyama right before the level cap of 25. We can turn him into a monster with a Flame Orb. Gengar's banned from this gym unfortunately, so instead with the Golem we evolved earlier, I think that's a solid team for the first gym. I mean, it's only the first one, I'm not expecting too much. To evolve Farfetch'd, we need to get 3 crits in a single battle, and by buying a league, we can boost our odds. We can lock our levels to stop leveling up past the cap, and by battling the EV trainers, Farfetch'd eventually evolves into Surfetch'd, after which I just raise all of their attack EVs until they all hit the cap. That's one thing that might make the first gym somewhat tough. We're kinda limited on how many EVs we can earn right before the level cap, and we also don't get many moves. That's fine though, we have what we need. Surfetch'd only has Rock Smash for stab, but it's got a really high attacking stat, so it should be fine. And I think we're ready. I give the league to Surfetch'd, give Golem a Citrus Berry, and give Hariyama a Flame Orb. It even has Fake Out, allowing us to safely activate Guts. I think that's all the prep we can do for now. Time to challenge the gym. And we get accepted in almost immediately. Now I'll be honest, I kinda got confused by this screen. I thought I'd go in with the Pokemon I have in my party, but turns out I was choosing my team order. Obvious in hindsight, but I accidentally chose Golem as my lead. Oh well. The leader we're taking on is Enku, who leads with the Watchog. Okay, Lenora's one is kinda scary, but this is tamer than I was expecting. It starts off hitting Hypnosis and then into a low sweep that does half, activating my Citrus Berry. Golem wakes up turn 2, hitting Bulldoze doing over half and lowering his speed. We tank the second low kick and Bulldoze finishes Watchog off. Next up is Raticate. Alright, I'm seeing a theme. I decided to start the rollout spam, but Raticate goes for Protect. Oh no. Surely not, it's only the first gym. Stomping Tantrum brings Golem down. Okay, let's not panic just yet. Into Hariyama. We can get off a Fake Out which crits, still not doing even half, but we can safely get burned by our orb. That was a weird sentence. Alright, all we need to do is just survive one more attack. There it is. From full health. We're in the first gym and they're already using Burn Guts facade tactics. Into Surfetch'd, and yeah, there wasn't a chance. What happened? Now don't get me wrong, I'm a Nuzlocker, I'm well versed in the art of Raticate, but I was not expecting them to pull something like that off in the first gym. Here I was, thinking that we'd be fighting a slightly buffed Sharon from Black and White 2, and we just got nuked. For those who don't know what happened, Raticate has the ability Guts, which boosts attack by 50% if it's statused. Raticate also has the move Facade, a 70 base power normal move, which gets doubled if the Pokemon is statused. Raticate is a normal type, meaning this move also gets Stab, meaning the total base power of the move is bumped from 70 up to 315 after Raticate's burned. And his attack isn't terrible either. I mean, it took my Hariyama down in one hit, and he has a base HP of 144, which is absurd for a first gym. Right, there's no point whining. Maybe it was just a fluke. When I lose a Nuzlocke, I always try the battle again just to see what I could have done differently. Let's try round 2. Okay, this time we're against Fishing and he leads with Chatot, so they all have different teams. Good to know. And it's a Chatot, so we might have the advantage. I led with Hariyama and I should have gone for Fake Out, but I switched into Golem on Chatot, which has a 100% confusion rate. And excuse me, what? So, Chatot was holding a Throat Spray, which increases special attack when using sound-based moves. Certainly not something I was expecting, but I've rarely seen people use Chatot before. Okay, we still resist both of its stabs. What can it really do? Huh. Right. Of course. Hariyama's Fake Out barely does a third. And that's that, I guess. Okay, right. So to explain, Boom Burst is a normal special move that has a base power of 140. With Stab and the Throat Spray boost, it gets bumped up to 315. Like another Pokemon. This time with a better attacking stat as well. Alright, those last two are flukes. One more time. Flapjack's next. Okay, indeedy this time. It hits a Fake Out flinching us, but that's fine. We get burned by our orb. We survive the Side Beam and one shot with Knockoff. Alright, not a bad start. Next up is Farfetch'd, and why did I switch into Surfetch'd? It takes an Aerial Ace, doing over half. Into Golem on the second Aerial Ace. Okay, we resist both of its stabs, and this time it has no boosts, and I completely forget it against Leaf Blade. And yup, it outspeeds and finishes both of our remaining Pokemon off with Aerial Ace. Maybe we just need a fresh perspective. Let's try some different Pokemon. Alright, Flapjack again. Alright, Gyarados gets flinched, but with max speed EVs and some attack EVs, we can outspeed to one-shot with Crunch. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. We've got Gyarados. And Waterfall barely does a quarter. Then Body Slam comes out, doing half. And then paralyzes. What's happening? We can survive maybe one more attack, so I stay in. And Miltank uses a power-up punch, knowing I can't do anything about it. And then we can't move due to paralysis. So we try to Surf Edge on yet another power-up punch. And then Miltank outspeeds to use a super effective play rough. I don't know what else to say. It was a sweep. I refuse to accept this. I was naive. Here I was thinking that I could have a fun little adventure in Pixelmon, build a cute little home base, catch Pokemon I find along the way, create bonds with mons I've never used before, and eke out gym battles during crucial moments with my new favorites. I was naive. I was unaware of the demons dancing backstage, ready to take everything I hold dear before I even claim my first gym badge. Bonds, friendship, trust, teamwork. They mean nothing. Shut up, Karen. You weren't there. Using my favorites? I tried battling using my favorites that had a strong matchup, and I still lost. The only way we're winning this is by creating an army of gym-killing beasts. Teams crafted to take on any of the 4 leaders we get matched up against, caught with the perfect stats, the perfect natures, the perfect moves, all fully EV trained. And the first step to doing that is executing a purge. Aside from the ones that I've already used in battle and the ones that have already been sent to the big server in the sky, I'm starting anew. I've got plenty of days worth of encounters, and we're allowed up to a single box full of Pokemon until we get 2 badges. That's more than enough to create a horde of abominations, tailored to bringing down the regime of Gym 1. But we'll begin our siege next time. I think I need a break. Whoa, that was a roller coaster. We had such a strong start with Alistair, me beating a gym leader with Pokemon 20 levels above mine. And I think I let that get to my head as I got rolled by level 25 mons. But we have a little treat waiting for us, as it's time to open the crates. Last time we got a shiny Snorlax and a shiny Politoed. Both ones I like, but a little underwhelming after Lunala. Let's see what we get this time. Shiny Volcarona is actually amazing. Volcarona is a beast, and this shiny looks awesome. It's currently a bit high leveled, but I'm definitely using this in some future gym where it has an advantage. We still have our second key to use. And we land a shiny Scizor. Okay, I think I'm over it. Who cares if I got humiliated? I'll just start my own shiny bug gym. I'm really happy with that haul. I love both of the Pokemon I got, and they're both powerhouses. But that's not even our last shiny. We still have the coupon that we got from beating Alistair that we can redeem from a mod. Or I need to empty my party, and let's see what I get. Okay, a Magikarp, not my favorite, but what? He's beautiful. And I think that's a good place to end it. We may have had devastating losses, but that haul of shinies more than made up for it. I'm still going on my rampage next week, but with a smile. Also, I did a max raid from someone from the channel, and the absolute mess this battle was really made me laugh for some reason. There was just so much going on the screen. Pokemosh Pit. Also, I found this while mining. What the hell is this thing? It creeps me out. But it's kinda cute, right? It's mine now. But that's right. It wasn't just battles I was focusing on all this time. I went on a whole mining expedition. But why would I do such a thing in a game called Minecraft? Just play along with me. In my first video, after innocently planting and harvesting my orchard full of apricorns, I felt it was about time I made myself some Pokeballs, naturally needing to smelt iron to do so. I had about a stack on me at the time, 64 pieces, and this was all I needed to spawn a Meltan. A comment to mention that the odds of finding one are about 1 in 3,000 per piece of ore that you smelt, making this a 2% chance. But just as I went to catch it, tragedy struck. My entire game crashed. Now you may not know this, but I love both Meltan and Melmetal, and seeing us get one the first time we smelted ore in this game, I thought it was fate. But alas, it was not meant to be. But while I may have some of the worst luck on YouTube, what I'm not is a quitter. That was just a test by Meltan. So for my second video, I collected 515 pieces of ore and built a wall of furnaces, a 15% chance to roll a Meltan, and nothing. We need to put in a bit more work to earn his favor. So naturally for this video, I mined 1,014 pieces of ore, a 28% chance. Is this sacrifice enough for a great Meltan? And I even built a bigger wall of furnaces. The grander we make things, the more likely he'll spawn, right? I fill each furnace to the brim with ore, feeding them with coal, and with each furnace ablaze, we watch a new age dawn upon us. The embers begin to die one by one, and as the last one falls silent, we're signaled to begin rolling the 3072 face dice, 1014 times, and... please subscribe. Thank you all for watching. It's been really fun playing with you guys, and like I said at the beginning, instead of having 5 different group chats open, one of my kind viewers has helped me set up a Discord server, the link of which I've left in the description, so please feel free to join. If you're looking to try this mod out, join me on the Quantum server on play.pocketpixels.net. Everything you need to get started is linked in the description, and aside from the Minecraft Java account, it is all free. And you can also join the Discord, discord.gg/pocketpixels, to get all the announcements for events such as the Halloween one, which should still be out by the time this video is released. And make sure to get your welcome pack. All you need to do is go to the store, go to Pixelmon, featured items, select the welcome pack, and fill out your Minecraft username and the server you're playing on. Just select no add-ons and press continue. This pack is entirely free and includes a shiny Pokemon and a Master Ball. And that's it from me today. The gyms absolutely destroyed me, and in the next video I'm coming back with a vengeance. But first I want to drop another video that's part of my short video experiment, which should be out on either Tuesday or Wednesday, so please like and subscribe to stay notified for when that drops. I'm not even trying to be subtle anymore. Anyway, that's that. See ya.